Hello, everyone, and welcome. I am Alderman Will Stewart, and I'm here today with Denise Van Zanten, Director of the Manchester City Library, which is one of my favorite city institutions and one that is so much more of a resource than many in our city realize. Welcome, Denise.
Hi, thank you for having me, Alderman Stewart.
Of course. So to start, can you give us some background on the library? How long has it been around, and where are you located?
Okay, so the city of Manchester has had a public library since 1854, when a charter was signed with the Manchester Athenaeum and the city. So we've been around a long time. We've actually served the community from 3 different locations. We're in our 3rd location here at the main library, which is called the Carpenter Memorial Library. Frank P. Carpenter built it between 1912 and 1914 and donated it to the city in memory of his wife. And then in 1980, the city used an old fire station and created the West Manchester branch with the senior center. And that building is still there today as well. So we've been around a while.
Yeah, no, definitely sounds like it, going on almost 200 years now. That's super impressive. Not many other city institutions can say that, I don't think. I'm curious to know, how big is the collection at the library, and how many items do you lend out in an average year?
Okay, so currently the main library houses about 150,000 items, and that's all material types. And the branch has about 9,000. Circulation was over 300,000 during the year before COVID, and we are coming back to that. We just circulated last year 221,000 volumes between the 2 buildings, and that also includes all our digital content as well.
Wow. Yeah, and I know, just want to give kudos that during COVID, I know the library was closed for a little while, but you really were a lifeline, providing materials during COVID when people were in quarantine, and come by and take it off a table. They could, you really adapted, and I really think you did a great job.
Well, thank you. Yeah, it was fun running the largest library in the state from my dining room table. We were up and running on a digital format within 24 hours of the building's closures during COVID.
And that is incredible. So, speaking of, digital formats and, kind of non-physical things, I think, when people think library, they think it's normal to think books. It's probably the first word that comes to mind for most people, but the library lends more than just books. Can you talk about what else besides books that people with a library card can borrow or otherwise access via the library?
Sure. So libraries are always on the leading front of new formats. And so besides the books, we do have DVDs, Blu-rays, video games. We lend a telescope. We also have toy kits that you can check out. We have homeschooling kits, and we work with New Hampshire Wildlife Fish and Game to do nature backpacks as well. So it's pretty much everything you can think of you can get here, but the digital content is really where libraries have been taking the lead to get that very expensive material into the hands of our communities. And at our library, we have quite a few platforms. We have Hoopla, which does ebooks, audiobooks, television, movies, and music. I mean, you can check out 6 items a month with your library card, and it downloads right to your phone or your tablet. We also have the Cloud Library, which is ebooks and audiobooks, and that is only available to those who reside within the GMUX Libraries Consortium area. So it's it's restricted to that population. And then there's the Overdrive system, which is a statewide system that the platform is supported by our state library, which is very heavily used. And then we also have Canopy, which is movies. And then the one thing we also do is databases. And the newest database we just added for the next 3 years is called Creative Bug. Okay. So for all you crafters out there, it's really amazing. So go get your account. It just started.
And that's super cool. And I mean, again, I think this is, just a wealth of knowledge, information, and resources that are available that, again, I think most people just don't know about. So I appreciate you kind of sharing, what all is available, and I would encourage people to access that. How can they access all of these digital resources in particular?
It's really easy. All you need is a library card, and you can get a library card online. We will give you a temporary digital card number. And then the next time you visit the library, you can get your physical card. But once you have a library card, you also get a PIN, and then you can go on and create your own accounts. So we make it really easy to get a library card here.
Yeah, can't, no excuses there.
No excuses.
I am curious to know whether it's, books, anything in the digital realm, all of these types of databases and other resources. How does the library choose what materials to have on hand and available for residents?
Luckily, library is very organized, and we have policies, and most libraries have a collection development policy, which is put together kind of guiding the staff on how we purchase materials. And as a librarian, we don't have time to read every book. Full disclosure, can't do that. But we use, there's a lot of professional journals that are out there, not just for libraries, but for publishers. So we read reviews. There's also, reviews that are done on NPR and other news shows. And we try to follow the trends. So the materials are pretty much what our community wants, because you can request the materials. We have a form you can fill out. I think that's also online besides in the building. And then we do the same thing, evaluating how long is this item going to stay in the collection? Because trendy topics and stuff, they kind of lose their interest. So we have something called the deselection or reading process. So yeah, there's a lot of resources for us to use. And librarians have to be very careful that they're being neutral. Should be like Switzerland, neutral. Because, everything we have in the library is probably going to offend somebody at some point.
No doubt, no doubt. But I think it's great to have a variety of options for all the residents of the city. Now, I'm curious, I know in addition to the resources you have, both the materials, both physical and digital, the library also offers an array of programs. Can you tell us about those? What kinds of programs are offered at the library, and what are the most popular?
So I would probably say our most popular is our children's and youth services programming for families. But just before COVID hit, we had started really aggressively doing adult programming. And that took off during COVID because guess what? We put everything online and you can watch it whenever you want or in your pajamas. So our programming here is done by the staff. There is a programming committee. And right now we're running a summer reading program for all ages. So you can participate in free giveaways and raffles as an adult or a child. For the adults, it's a lot of the art and history programs are really popular. And we're starting to switch to more of a hybrid because we find accessibility is really good with the Zoom option. We are doing some movies in the building. We're starting Family Fair again on the library's lawns in July. That's on Thursday evenings at 6.
Nice.
All sorts of story times. So I think there was 50 kids running around on the lawn yesterday for the Bubble Man. So there's something for everybody. And if there's a program you're particularly interested in, all you need to do is reach out to us and we'll see if there's something available.
Can't ask for more than that. Denise Van Zanten, Library Director, the Manchester City Library. Thank you for joining us here today to talk about this very important and critical Manchester institution.
Oh, thank you. And I want to thank the community for always being there and supporting us.
Absolutely.